All right, let's cut through the confusion. I'm breaking down everything that happened in the housing market last week, from those wild real estate inventory swings to the latest on mortgage rates and even what home builders are up to. It's a lot to process, but here's the key. This chaos actually creates opportunity. You just need to know where to look, right? So if you don't know me already, my name is Mike Villarco, and with over 20 years in the mortgage business, I've seen my share of these market ups and downs. And in this situation, it demands clarity. All right, so let's dive into what shaped the market last week. First, inventory roller coaster. Last week, we saw some significant movement in inventory. In many areas, active listings jumped substantially. We're talking increases of 30% or more in some cases. That's the highest level we've seen in quite a while. Now, on the surface, that sounds great for buyers, right? You got more choices. But here's the catch. Pending sales haven't always kept up pace, since we've had sellers putting homes on the market, but buyer demand isn't really meeting that supply. This creates a delicate balance and affects pricing strategies. Second, mortgage rate reality, right? Mortgage rates continue to be a dominant factor. While we didn't see any massive spikes last week, they're still hovering in the mid-sixes to high sixes range. This has a direct impact on affordability, of course, and it's forcing both buyers and sellers to adjust their expectations. Remember, even small fluctuation in mortgage rates can significantly, impact your monthly payment. Now, third, buyer strategies. So to navigate these rates, we're seeing buyers get creative. Adjustable rate mortgages are gaining traction as a way to, manage initial monthly payments. Obviously, it could be a viable strategy, but it's crucial to understand the terms and potential risk involved. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Okay. Fourth, seller adjustments. Sellers are also adapting to the market dynamics. We're seeing more price reductions and willingness to offer incentives to attract new buyers. The days of home selling instantly above asking price are less common. Sellers need to be competitive and realistic. All right, so let's look ahead at what's coming up this week. First, economic reports to monitor. We've got a series of key reports coming out that can really move the needle. Specifically, on Monday, keep an eye on new home sales, existing home sales, consumer sentiment, jobless claims, and even the Beige Book. All of these can give us important clues about housing demand and where mortgage rates might be headed. Then, on the 23rd, we'll see new residential sales. This could potentially duplicate some of that new home sales data, but it's worth watching for any differences that might give us a clearer picture. And then on the 24th, we have the advance report on durable goods. This reflects broader economic activity, and while it's not directly about housing, it can have an indirect effect on that and mortgage rates. Now, second, tariff and trade impacts. Now, this is a moving target. It's a bit of a wild card. While there aren't